Hello everyone. I'm Ted. And today we are gonna continue with Chapter 15. Compensation Concept and Policies. Let's start. Fringe Benefits. Fringe Benefits. The term fringe benefits, also known as supplementary compensation, refers to the extra benefits provided to employees in addition to the normal compensation paid in the form of wage or salary. Many years ago, benefits and services were labeled fringe benefits because they were relatively insignificant or fringe components of compensation. However, the situation now is different, as these have, more or less, become important components of a comprehensive compensation package offered by employers to employees. Needs for fringe benefits. Most organizations in India have been extending fringe benefits to their employees year after year, due to the following reasons. A. Employee demands. Employees demand more and varied types of fringe benefits rather than pay hike because of reduction in tax burden on the part of employees and in view of the galloping price index and cost of living. B. Trade union demands. Trade unions compete with each other for getting more and newer varieties of fringe benefits to their members. If one union succeeds in getting one benefit, the other union persuades management to provide a new one. Thus, the competition among trade unions within an organization results in more and varied benefits. C. Employer's preference. Employers also prefer fringe benefits to pay hike, as fringe benefits motivate employees to give their best to the organization. It improves morale and works as an effective advertisement. D. As a social security. Social security is a security that society furnishes through appropriate organization against certain risks to which its members are exposed. These risks are contingencies of life like accidents and occupational diseases. Employer has to provide various benefits like safety measures, compensation in case of involvement of workers in accidents, medical facilities, etc., with a view to providing security to his employees against various contingencies. E. To improve human relations. Human relations are maintained when the employees are satisfied economically, socially, and psychologically. Fringe benefits satisfy the workers' economic, social, and psychological needs. Consumer stores, credit facilities, canteen, recreational facilities, etc., satisfy the workers' social needs, whereas retirement benefits satisfy some of the psychological problems about post-retirement life. However, most of the benefits minimize economic problems of the employee. Objectives for fringe benefits. The important objectives of fringe benefits are: to create and improve sound industrial relations, to motivate the employees by identifying and satisfying their unsatisfied needs, to provide security to the employees against social risks like old age benefits and maternity benefits, to protect the health of the employees and to provide safety to the employees against accidents, to promote employees' welfare, to create a sense of belongingness among employees and to retain them. Hence, fringe benefits are called golden handcuffs. To meet the requirements of various legislations relating to fringe benefits. Types of fringe benefits. The types of fringe benefits may be classified into three categories, as shown below. Payment for time not worked. Hours of work. Paid holidays. Shift premium. Holiday pay. Paid vacation. Employee security benefits. Employee retrenchment compensation. Employee layoff compensation. Safety and health related benefits. Safety measures. Workmen's compensation. Health benefits. Welfare/recreational benefits. Canteens, consumer societies. Credit societies. Housing legal aid. Employee counseling. Holiday homes. Educational benefits. Transportation. Parties and picnic miscellaneous. Old age and retirement benefits. Provident fund. Deposit-linked insurance. Health care. Gratuity medical pension. Provident fund. Payment for time not worked. Hours of work. Section 51 of the Factories Act, 1948, specifies that no adult worker shall be required to work in a factory for more than 48 hours in any week. Section 54 of the Act restricts the working hours to 9 on any day. Paid holidays. According to the Factories Act, 1948, an adult worker shall have weekly paid holidays, preferably Sunday. When a worker is deprived of weekly holidays, he is eligible for compensatory holidays of the same number in the same month. Shift premium. Companies operating second and third shifts pay a premium to the workers who are required to work during the odd hours shift. Holiday pay. Generally, organizations offer double the normal rate of the salary to workers who work during holidays. Paid vacation. Workers who have put in 240 days of work in a year can claim 1 day for every 20 days worked as paid vacation. Employee security. When an employee gets confirmed in service, he feels secure and becomes eligible for other benefits as well as listed below. Retrenchment compensation. The Industrial Disputes Act, 1947, provides for the payment of compensation in case of layoff and retrenchment. Under the ID Act, upon closure, a dismissed employee is entitled to a minimum of 1 month notice, or payment in lieu thereof, and retrenchment compensation, severance pay, which is calculated at the rate of 15 days average pay for every completed year of service or any part thereof in excess of 6 months. The unemployment compensation, which is to be paid by the employer under the new Terminated Employees Welfare Bill 2020, should not be less than 60% of the gross salary or as provided under the employment agreement, if any, whichever is higher. To provide a comparison, currently under the ID Act, a workman would be entitled to 9 months of salary as retrenchment compensation, if he has worked for approximately 18 years of continuous service, while the bill provides for an unemployment compensation to any employee, for 9 months, at the rate of 60% of gross salary, or till the employee finds another employment, whichever is earlier, irrespective of the employee's tenure in the organization. Further, if severance package of an employee is lower than the unemployment compensation, then as per the current construct under the bill, the employee could claim both the benefits. Layoff compensation. In case of layoff, employees are entitled to layoff compensation at the rate equal to 50% of the total of the basic wage and dearness allowance for the period of their layoff except for weekly holidays. Layoff compensation can normally be paid up to 45 days in a year. The Terminated Employees Welfare Bill 2020 was recently introduced in the Parliament. It proposes that if an employee is asked to leave due to reasons such as a slump in the economy, political instability, technological changes, a court order, or if the business becomes insolvent, and so on, then the employee should be given unemployment benefits. Introduced by MP Rakesh Sinha, the bill seeks to provide an employee who is not in any way responsible for being rendered jobless by the employer unemployment compensation and health insurance benefits, or other benefits as prescribed by the central government, for 9 months or till he gets another job, whichever happens earlier. Safety and health. In India, the Factories Act, 1948, stipulated certain requirements regarding working conditions with a view to providing a safe working environment. These provisions relate to cleanliness, disposal of waste and effluents, ventilation and temperature, dust and fumes, artificial humidification, overcrowding, lighting, drinking water, latrine, urinals and spittoons. Provisions relating to safety measures include fencing of machinery, work on or near machinery in motion, employment of young people on dangerous machines, striking gear, and devices for cutting off power, self-acting machines, casing of new machinery, prohibition of employment of women and children near cotton openers, hoists and lifts, lifting machines, chains, ropes and lifting tackles, revolving machinery, pressure plant, floors, excessive weight, protection of eyes, precautions against dangerous fumes, explosive or inflammable dust, gas, etc. Precautions in case of fire, power to require specifications of defective parts or test of stability, safety of buildings and machinery, etc. Workmen's compensation. In addition to safety and health measures, provision for the payment of compensation has also been made under Workmen's Compensation Act, 1923. The Act is intended to meet the contingency of invalidity and death of a worker due to an employment injury or an occupational disease specified under the Act at the sole responsibility of the employer. The Act covers the employees whose wages are less than $500 per month. Amount of compensation depends on the nature of injury and monthly wages of the employee. Dependents of the employee are eligible for compensation in case of death of the employee. The central government has changed the amount of wages to be considered for calculation of compensation to workers under the Employees Compensation Act 1923, called as Workmen's Compensation Act previously, vide Notification S.0.71, dated January 3, 2020. The amount of wages considered previously for the calculation of compensation was just $8,000. Now, it will be $15,000, according to the notification by the Ministry of Labor and Employment. The Employees Compensation Act stipulates that an employer is required to compensate an employee, other than one covered under Employees State Insurance Act, 1948, if such employee 1. Suffers personal injury due to an accident arising out of and in the course of employment. 2. Contracts any disease peculiar to the employment. Health benefits. Employees are eligible to get the following health care benefits, according to the Employees State Insurance Act, 1948. This act is applicable to all factories, establishments running with power and employing 20 or more workers whose wages do not exceed $1,000 per month. A sickness benefit. Insured employees are entitled to get cash benefit for a maximum of 56 days in a year under this benefit. 2. Maternity benefit. Insured women employees are entitled to maternity leave for 12 weeks, 6 weeks before the delivery and 6 weeks after the delivery, in addition to cash benefit of 75 pays per day or twice the sickness benefit, whichever is higher. 3. Disablement benefit. Insured employees, who are disabled temporarily or permanently, partial or total, due to employment injury and/or occupational diseases are entitled to get cash benefit under this head. 4. Dependents benefit. If an insured person dies as a result of an employment injury sustained as an employee, his dependents who are entitled to compensation under the Act, shall be entitled to periodical payments referred to as dependents benefit. V. Medical benefit. An insured employee, even family members are entitled to all these benefits, is entitled to get benefits in the form of outpatient treatment, treatment in a hospital, doctor's visit to the home of injured person. An insured person shall be entitled to medical benefits during any week for which contributions are payable, or in which he is eligible to claim sickness or maternity benefit or eligible for disablement benefit. Welfare and recreational facilities. These benefits include the following. I-Canteens. The Factories Act, 1948, imposes a statutory obligation to employers to provide canteens in factories employing more than 250 workers. Others have provided such facilities voluntarily. Foodstuffs are supplied at subsidized prices in these canteens. Some companies provide lunchrooms when canteen facilities are not available. 2. Consumer stores. Most of the large organizations located far from the towns and which provide housing facilities near the organization set up the consumer stores in the employees' colonies and supply all the necessary goods at fair prices. 3. Credit societies. Some organizations encourage employees to form cooperative credit societies with a view to fostering self-help rather than depending upon money lenders, whereas some organizations provide loans to employees directly. 4. Housing. Large organizations take care of the housing needs of workers by building quarters near the place of work. Others offer housing loans at concessional rates to help workers buy/construct a home. Via legal aid. Organizations also provide assistance or aid regarding legal matters to employees as and when necessary through company lawyers or other lawyers. 6. Employee counseling. Organizations provide counseling service to the employee regarding their personal problems through professional counselors. Employee counseling reduces absenteeism, turnover, tardiness, etc. 7. Welfare organizations. Welfare officers. Some large organizations set up welfare organizations to provide all types of welfare facilities at one center and appoint welfare officers to provide the welfare benefits continuously and effectively to all employees fairly. 8. Holiday homes. As a measure of staff welfare and in pursuance of government's policy, a few large organizations have established holiday homes at a number of hill stations, health resorts and other centers with low charges of accommodation, so as to encourage employees to use these facilities for rest and recuperations in a salubrious environment. 9. Educational facilities. Organizations provide educational facilities such as reimbursement of tuition fees, payment of hostel fees, etc., not only to the employees but also to their family members. X. Transportation. Many large companies provide conveyance facilities to employees, from their residence to the place of work and back, as most industries are located outside town and all employees may not get quarter facility. 11. Parties and picnics. Companies provide these facilities to inculcate a sense of association, belongingness, openness, and freedom among employees. These activities help employees to understand others better. Old age and retirement benefits. Industrial life generally breaks the joint family system. The saving capacity of the employees is very low due to lower wages, high living cost and increasing aspirations of the employees and his family members. As such, employers provide some benefits to the employees after retirement and during old age, to create a feeling of security about the old age. These benefits are called old age and retirement benefits. These benefits include I-Provident Fund. This benefit is meant for economic welfare of the employees. The Employees Provident Fund, Family Pension Fund and Deposit-Linked Insurance Act, 1952, provides for the institution of Provident Fund for employees in factories and establishments. Provident Fund scheme of the Act provides for monetary assistance to the employees and/or their dependents in their post-retirement life. Thus, this facility provides security against social risks and this benefit enables the industrial worker to have better retired life. Employees in all factories under Factories Act, 1948, are covered by the Act. Both the employee and employer contribute to the fund. The employees on attaining 15 years of membership are eligible for 100% of the contributions with interest. Generally, the organizations pay the Provident Fund amount with interest to the employee on retirement or to the dependents of the employee, in case of death. 2. Pension. The Government of India introduced a scheme of employees' pension scheme for the purpose of providing family pension and life insurance benefits to the employees of various establishments to which the Act is applicable. The Act was amended in 1971 when Family Pension Fund was introduced in the Act. Both the employer and the employee contribute to this fund. Contributions to this fund are from the employee contributions to the Provident Fund to the tune of 1.1/3% of employee wage. This scheme also provides for the payment of a lump sum amount of $4,000 to an employee on his retirement as retirement benefit and a lump sum amount of Rs. $2,000 in the event of death of an employee as life insurance benefits. 3. Deposit-linked insurance. Employees' deposit-linked insurance scheme was introduced in 1976 under the PF Act, 1952. Under this scheme, if a member of the employee's Provident Fund dies while in service, his dependents will be paid an additional amount equal to the average balance during the last 3 years in his account. The amount should not be less than $1,000 at any point of time. Under the Employees Deposit-Linked Insurance Scheme, 1976, the maximum amount of benefits payable under the deposit-linked insurance is $10,000. 4. Gratuity. Gratuity is a reward to an employee for his long service with the employer. The Payment of Gratuity Act, 1972, is applicable to establishments in the entire country. The Act provides for a scheme of compulsory payment of gratuity by the managements of factories, plantations, mines, oil fields, railways, shops, and other establishments employing 10 or more persons to their employees, drawing the monthly wages up to $1,600 per month. Gratuity is payable to all the employees who render a minimum continuous service of 5 years with the present employer. The Draft Code on Social Security, 2019, interestingly has not reduced the period of service to be eligible to claim gratuity. It is payable to an employee on his superannuation or on his retirement or on his death or disablement due to accident or disease. The gratuity payable to an employee shall be at the rate of 15 days' wage for every completed year of service on part thereof in excess of 6 months. Here the wage means the average of the basic pay last drawn by the employee. The maximum amount of gratuity payable to an employee shall not exceed 20 months' wage. V. Medical benefit. Some large organizations provide medical benefits to their retired employees and their family members. This benefit creates a feeling of permanent attachment with the organization to the employees even when they are no longer in service. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This video is brought to you by Bookstune. Like this video to encourage us. Share this video to spread the knowledge. And subscribe to this channel for latest update.